Okay. For some reason, my mic wasn't showing. Great. Okay. I see. Got some AI note takers in. We have more people coming in. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to probably spend too much time here in the beginning. Just going to go ahead and jump in. Today, we are going to take the practice test, the FSOT practice test together. Very similar to our session with Kadeen. We're going to be practicing how we read, how we come in, and how we can respond. We will respond in the chat. I will keep track of how much time we are spending on each question. The goal is for us all to, yes, work on time management today, but also if this is your first time taking the FSOT, then it would be a good connection or entry point to understanding what's on the test. In addition, if you have taken it before, or this would be your next time necessarily taking it, then what I've learned here in the most recent sessions is that when we all come together and share our thoughts on, or more so, see why certain answers are the way, or what they are. Hey, Parfait, did you need something, or? Okay, I'm going to mute you. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, so what I've learned is that in the last.
Hello, anybody can hear me, please?
What is happening? Yes, we can hear you, but I muted you on purpose. Can somebody in the chat let him know that we can hear him? Can he? Actually, I'll do it. Sorry, this is disturbing me. Hi, we can hear you. Mute yourself. Thank you. Actually, I'll just mute him again. Okay. 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 So what I learned to land this plane, what I learned, and thank you for those that helped me in the chat, Layi. What I've learned in the last few sessions is that there were some answers that we probably wouldn't have come up for ourselves, and it's interesting, when we are all able to study together and test together and see like, oh, okay, well, I didn't understand or I didn't know that. So this is kind of that same environment. I'm going to still be letting more people in. So if you hear me, pausing, that's what it's for. I received some, so I'm not going to play this entire video. In fact, I'm not going to play it at all. But I did ask YouTube, and I'm grateful for AI being a part of YouTube. I'm going to at least share my screen just to get us started there. During the last few sessions, I was also curious to see, how was everyone getting these questions, so easily and so quickly. And it was, very puzzling to me because I've, I want that. I need that skill. I think that's an important skill. So I got some advice from one of our very own future diplomats, and she actually shared this video with me. I watched the video, an amazing video, by the way. I'm going to share the link in the chat just in case anyone wants to watch the entire video. I did ask AI to, with the YouTube AI to kind of summarize the video for me. And essentially, in a nutshell, it basically stated to learn to train your eyes. It's a little bit less of training the comprehension, but learn to train your eyes in order to speed read. And this guy, he's basically saying how he learned to double his reading speed in 24 hours, which, that may just be clickbait. But I somewhat practiced the technique that he mentioned, and I was like, okay, well, great. If that shaves off, 4 to 5, or even 10 seconds per question, that gives us an extra um like 600 seconds, which is what, 10 minutes of time where we can go back and practice, or not practice, but reevaluate some of the questions that we may not have been too confident on. So I thought it was a nice skill to start before we get into it. Essentially, and I'm sorry, so Zara, did you need anything? All right, I'm gonna mute you, okay? If you need anything, everyone, let's primarily use the chat today, just so we can get through this quickly. It's going to be multiple choice questions, just like the FSOT. It is the practice FSOT, and just put your answers in the chat. I will go with the answer that is shared most by everyone. So this quick tip that he shared is understand your baseline. So essentially, if you're trying to read a physical book or even an ebook, there's parameters that your line of sight is going to be looking for. So what he wants to do is essentially train the way you scan and take in words. So his goal in this video is, instead of reading one word at a time, read in between the words, is what he's saying. Try to take in 2 words at a time. Example, if you can see my cursor on the mouse, this, and forgive me if this sounds very elementary the way I'm explaining it, but I've always been told if you can explain to a 5th grader, then everyone can get it. So this word says, this partial sentence says concept explanation. What he's saying is this part right here, where I'm attempting to highlight, where my cursor is, that's what he wants us to focus on. So in between that and with the entire sentence. So instead of concept explanation, you're reading here. What he's also saying in this video is, and I don't fully understand why on this, but I guess it more so just makes it easy for your peripheral training. He said, take off the first word on the left side of your paper, and the last word on the right side of your paper. So all the way down, and that streamlines your line of sight. Now, I think this for more so reading longer material and longer content. For the sake of multiple choice questions, it's only going to be max 10 words in the question, ish. I think the biggest thing to take away from this is just to create the boundaries, read in between the words, and just continuously train your eye to take in more words at a time, which is what he's saying here. Teach them to focus on their vision on the blank spaces in between the alternate words, reading 2 words at a time, using their peripheral vision. So, yeah, and probably just as a helper and supplement before we jump into our FSOT, is he saying use a pointer or a pacer to keep yourself on track, instead of how the eye can maybe jump to a completely different part of the page just to keep you on track, and it says keep a smooth eye movement here. So I do recommend watching this video when you do have a moment. It is in the chat. I'm going to close this video just so I can make sure that we're not having any issues with bandwidth today. I was also asked, and I'm going to share this skill set, well, this technique, this hack, if you want to call it, with you. Travis, I don't know if I can skip certain parts of the practice test if I want to just work on certain parts of the practice test. On my screen, you will see job knowledge, logical reasoning, and sorry, I'm going to let one more person in. Actually, let's look another section I need. So this is actually probably a good time to use it. I'm going to get the 3rd section. I'm going to show you exactly how I got these 2 without actually taking the practice test. I went directly to it, and that was very simple. So that's actually what we're going to do. I'm going to go through the job knowledge here. Going to go through the logical reasoning here. Here's another practice test if you ever want to try it. It's from Momentrix. If you have any of the study guides, that's pretty much who's making them. So I'll share that in the chat as well. Should you decide, let me see if I can get that again, that you want additional practice tests to try. I'm not sure why I'm not able to grab this link. Copy and paste. It's not letting me copy or paste the link. I'll just type it. Actually, I'm not sure why it's not letting me type it either. Stranger things have happened, right? Close it and open back up. Paste. Okay, there we go. So that's one link. The logic, copy. Here's the next link, and this is the material that we're using today. All right, here is the next link, copy. Here is the direct link if you just want to work on certain parts. And this is from the FSOT.com, which is our platform that we have, or that we are creating together. And paste. Actually, let me see. And paste, just to take you directly to the practice test. Cool. All right. And let me see. So we have job knowledge. Okay, we need English expression. So if I was to come here and say, I'm basically just going to go Google it. English expression, FSOT, state, department. I'm just going to include the word practice just to help us out. And there you go. It takes us directly to that section. No, no special sauce, no magic, no special. Oh, content is protected. It's interesting. Out of all of them, but it's okay. We have an option today. It's interesting. It wasn't hidden earlier when I looked at it. We'll do that one when we're ready for it. Okay. All right. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the job knowledge section. The time right now is 7:13, and I'm just going to read the chat for your response. If you need the links, I would recommend go ahead and get those now, because when the letters start coming in, the choices, those links are going to get missing. So here we go. And we're not going to take the entire 35 minutes, because the point is for us to read it, gather it together. This session is being recorded. I'm not going to post it on for public YouTube, but I will send the link privately to the WhatsApp chat. So here we go. The Department of Defense Hey, Liz, I'm letting everyone read for themselves. That's the reason why I'm not speaking. Almost done. Good job, everyone. So I'm going to, and I thought this would be a lot easier, create a document where I can share the answers from the results. I should think I might use one document. All right, sharing that link now. So a little feedback. I've noticed that you didn't need 20 seconds. Majority of everyone who responded, say they started answering between 4 seconds, and I normally got the last response around 15 seconds. So I'm going to see anyone with the link, copy link. So I'm going to reduce it now to give us a tighter restraint. Great job. To 15 seconds. You can do it. All right, the link is in there if you want to grab it before it gets missing. And I'm going to come over here and grab. And these are the correct answers. I should probably just hit select all. Next, I'm going to close this one out. Logic and reasoning, and then we'll pop over to English expression over there. That's going to be the shortest one, so. And also notice how much time we saved. But all right, here we go. Sorry, I see some comments there. Some people are not able to open it. It says anyone with the link is a viewer. Hey Rajiv. If you can hear me, so Rajiv is asking. Oh, okay. Lady, were you able to open it? Just Lane, were you able to open it? I see you said save it into a PDF. Okay, thank you, Rajiv. Were you able to repost the link? Yeah, I can copy the link. Okay, reposting the link. Here we go. Well, I know. Let me see. And for some reason, if it's that, let's see. I'll just drop it in here to study group just in case. And if I need to make it a PDF after, I will. Unless anyone wants to jump in and do that. All right, let's jump back in. All right, sorry, here we go. This is a lot more reading, obviously, so I'll just gauge it if 15 seconds is enough. If not, then we'll still keep it at 20. So the first answer actually came in at 20 seconds. So I will adjust accordingly. It is a lot to read. Just so we've been mindful of time. It looks like it's taking close to 30 seconds per question. We have 20 more minutes left on the session. Of course, we will go up to 8:15, so additional 15 minutes. But I also want to make sure that we do the last English expression. At 55 minutes past the hour, we will jump over to English expression just to be able to chat about it, the experience. Great job, everyone. So we got through half of those. I'm going to go ahead and get those answers for us and paste them on the same spreadsheet. Some nice feedback. Obviously, this section, it took sometimes 3 to 4 times as long because it's a lot more context. So that is to be expected. The job knowledge section, we averaged as a group, the earliest answers were 4 seconds, and the latest traditionally was around 15 seconds. For this one, the average was 40 seconds, and sometimes it did go up to 2 minutes before most of the answers started coming in. But on an average, it was about a minute per question. I mean, look at this. This is a lot. The job knowledge section was probably, just what I have highlighted, and there's almost 4 to 5 times as much as that. So amazing. So the point is it's not a race. We want to make sure that as a group that we're able to elevate how quickly we can read, but also comprehend. So, I mean, for the most part, I noticed that the answers did come in, roughly about the same time for everyone. If it was a longer question, most of everyone took longer. If it was a shorter question, then most of everyone didn't take as long. So, definitely great job. Okay, cool. During the job knowledge section, good news, taking 20 seconds per question. We answered most of them 3 questions per minute, which I thought was pretty impressive. Ooh. All right. And next. Now that there's no essay, I mean, it was 3 hours before the actual test. Now that there's no essay, I wonder if it's just going to be like maybe 2.5 to 200 or 2 hours and, well, close to maybe it will be like just 2.5 hours now. The link. Oh, here's a link just in case. Are you not in the chat? 180 minutes, Lee says. Good job. Here's the link to the document. Paste. All right. And just in case you are not in the WhatsApp chat, copy and paste. Cool. Okay, here we go. Let's finish up. And we want to make sure we're leaving some conversation for, some time for conversation. I'm not going to start the job knowledge one here because we did accomplish that. Great job. I will do the English expression. This is more like what do you call them? In idioms. I need to update this more, but we'll go with it. No, I just saw the question. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've already let you know. Oh, thanks for the reminder, yo. This shouldn't take long at all. So this section is mainly idiom. I think I'm saying it wrong. Idioms. Very lightweight work here. Y'all are making this look easy. It is really easy. Yeah, let me cut to the chase. This probably feels like a relief compared to the logic and reasoning question. Y'all, let's just zoom through this. This is lightweight work for y'all. Give me 2 days. I'm gonna make it hard for you next time. Okay. Then we have one more. And done. Review answers. Good job. You probably don't need these answers because they were everyone gets 100. Give me so we probably maybe have time for one more. Yeah, good job. We all made 100 together. Again, for the sake of testing your time, you can also do that here as well. Let's see if we can do the same thing here. We will maybe just, let's see, we'll do 10 of these. All right, clearly you're telling me this is too easy for you. I need to make this more difficult. Unlike the State Department, you can actually jump around. And if you need to, fast forward for the time management sake, you can actually, just like the actual real practice test, you can flag a question and come back. I mean, these are obviously very easy, to you, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can flag it and just continue to the next one and come back, and review the ones that you are not super confident in. Oh, we got a split room here. I'm going to go with C. All right, 3 more. Last one. You get one more response. That we pretty much. Oh, hey, let's see. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and submit the test, and we can get our response here. It's 15 unanswered, 16 correct. Yeah, I love the visuals on these. I got this suggestion from one of the other leaders here. Reviewed answers, but it basically just lets you know exactly what you need to work on. All right, let's come off mute. And thank you for those who did test. You are amazing. Normally, for those who may be new, we normally do check out at 8 o'clock. But as I did for, Warren, that we may, run over just a bit, which is great. That, we can stay as long, but let's come off mute. Let's talk about it. I will stop the recording as well. But yeah, let's definitely talk about it. Stop taking notes. Great job, everyone. Seriously.